Did you know that a single color in your closet can quietly add 10 years to your face before you even say a word, while another color can make your skin look brighter, smoother, and more awake in seconds? This is not a fashion trend or a stylist's opinion. It is backed by neuroscience, vision science, and dermatology. The human brain processes color before it processes age, wrinkles, posture, or confidence, which means the clothes you wear are judged instantly, long before anyone notices your smile or hears your voice. After 60, your skin changes in ways most people never talk about. Collagen thins, blood circulation slows, and light reflects differently across the face. Colors that once looked flattering can suddenly drain warmth, deepen shadows, and highlight lines you did not even know were visible. What makes this even more shocking is that many of the most aging colors are labeled as classic, safe, or timeless. Millions of women wear them every day believing they are elegant choices, when in reality those colors are silently working against them. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered why an outfit suddenly makes you look older, this video will finally explain why. We are not just talking about colors, but also the styles and finishes that magnify the aging effect after 60. Fabric texture, contrast, and warmth all matter more now than they did decades ago. Small wardrobe choices can either lift your entire appearance or quietly pull it down. In this video, we will reveal and rank the 5 colors and styles that age women over 60 the fastest, and you will want to stay until number 2 because research shows it is the most aging color of all, even though many women believe it looks natural and sophisticated. But before we dive in, here's a quick question. How old are you and where are you watching from? I personally read every single comment and reply as often as I can because your experiences help shape future videos on this channel. Now, let's get started because the color number 5 on our list is one almost every woman owns and most have no idea it is quietly stealing their youthful glow. Number 5. Stop wearing neon and fluorescent colors. Let's start with something that might seem completely obvious at first glance, but actually needs to be explained in full detail, because the science behind why these colors age you is genuinely fascinating and worth understanding completely. Neon and fluorescent colors. We're talking about those electric pinks that practically glow, highlighter yellows that hurt your eyes, blazing oranges that look radioactive, and those almost toxic-looking greens create what color scientists and researchers call chromatic vibration when placed against human skin. This phenomenon happens because these artificially bright and intense hues contain special optical brighteners that actually reflect ultraviolet light back to the human eye, creating a level of intensity and brightness that natural human skin simply cannot match or compete with under any circumstances. When you place a neon color anywhere near your face after 60, you're essentially setting up a visual competition between the fabric and your complexion that your skin will always, without exception, lose badly. Dermatologists and color researchers at Columbia University conducted extensive studies examining how surrounding colors directly affect the perception of skin texture, evenness, and overall health appearance. They found conclusively that high-intensity fluorescent shades cause the human eye to perceive nearby skin as dramatically duller, more textured with visible pores and imperfections, and significantly less even-toned by direct comparison to the vibrant fabric. Think about it like standing directly next to an incredibly bright spotlight in a dark room. The brighter and more intense that spotlight shines, the more every shadow, imperfection, and flaw becomes glaringly visible in everything surrounding it. Your skin naturally loses some of its inherent luminosity and glow as you age because collagen production decreases substantially, cell turnover slows down to a crawl compared to younger years, and the overall reflective quality of your skin diminishes over time. This means the contrast between neon fabric and your complexion becomes increasingly harsh, unflattering, and aging with each passing year, even if you could pull off these colors successfully in your 30s or 40s. This absolutely doesn't mean you need to dress in exclusively muted, boring tones or abandon color entirely and resign yourself to a drab wardrobe. The solution is actually quite simple once you understand it. You need to choose saturated colors that have genuine depth and richness rather than that artificial, almost chemical brightness that characterizes neon shades. A rich, deep coral works absolutely beautifully where a neon orange fails miserably. A sophisticated deep fuchsia flatters mature skin gorgeously where a fluorescent pink washes you out and makes you look exhausted. The key principle to remember is looking for colors that appear naturally in the world around us, in flowers, sunsets, and nature, rather than colors that look like they belong on a highway construction vest or safety equipment. When you're shopping for new clothes, make a habit of holding the fabric up directly next to your face in natural lighting, preferably near a window, and honestly ask yourself whether the color complements and enhances your skin or completely overpowers it. If your eye is immediately drawn to the fabric before it even notices your face, that garment is actively working against you and aging your appearance. The goal is always for your clothing to enhance your natural features and draw positive attention to your face, not compete with it for visual dominance. Neon colors will always be fighting aggressively for attention that should rightfully belong to you and your features. Now that we've covered the obviously aggressive colors that most people instinctively know to avoid, let's move on to something far more deceptive and sneaky. Before we keep going, make sure to hit like and subscribe. What's coming up next is too important to miss. Number 4, remove yellow-based browns and mustard tones. This one genuinely surprises almost everyone who hears it because brown feels like such a safe, neutral, sophisticated, and timeless choice that couldn't possibly cause any problems. But here's what nobody in the fashion industry tells you, and it's critically important information. Not all browns are created equal when it comes to how they interact with mature skin, and choosing the wrong brown can actually make you look like you haven't slept properly in a decade or like you're recovering from a serious illness. The specific browns you need to identify and eliminate from the area around your face are those with strong yellow or orange undertones lurking beneath the surface. We're talking about colors like mustard in all its variations, camel that's so popular in coats and sweaters, rust tones that seem so autumnal and cozy, and what the fashion industry loves to call cognac, tobacco, or butterscotch. These particular shades contain warm pigments that actively reflect yellow-toned light directly onto your face, and after 60, this reflection creates a significant and very visible problem. As we age, our skin naturally develops more yellow undertones through several biological processes. Decreased blood flow near the surface of the skin means less pink and red tones showing through. Changes in melanin distribution alter how light interacts with our complexion. The overall oxygenation of surface skin diminishes over time. Research published in the prestigious Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology showed definitively that participants wearing yellow-based colors positioned near the face were consistently rated by observers as looking more sallow, significantly more fatigued, noticeably less healthy, and generally more unwell than when wearing the exact same outfit style in different color tones. The yellow wavelengths in mustard, camel, and similar shades literally amplify and enhance the yellow tones already naturally present in aging skin, creating a muddy, tired, almost sickly appearance that no amount of skillfully applied makeup can fully correct or compensate for. You're essentially doubling down on the exact tones you should be counteracting. This problem is particularly frustrating because these yellow-based brown colors became extremely trendy and popular in recent fashion cycles, absolutely flooding stores with mustard sweaters, camel coats marketed as timeless investments, and cognac accessories presented as sophisticated essentials. These pieces look absolutely stunning on 25-year-olds with pink-toned, highly oxygenated, youthfully glowing skin that naturally counterbalances the yellow reflection. For those of us with mature complexions that have already shifted toward yellow undertones, these same shades act like an unflattering filter that emphasizes and magnifies everything we'd rather minimize and counteract. The solution here isn't abandoning earth tones entirely because some warm neutrals are actually incredibly flattering and sophisticated on mature skin. Instead, you need to consciously reach for chocolate browns with their deeper, cooler undertones, rich espresso shades, and cooler top colors that have gray or even subtle pink undertones rather than yellow or orange bases. These alternative browns create the same sophisticated, grounded frame you're looking for without reflecting those unflattering yellow tones back onto your skin. If you absolutely love warm browns and can't imagine giving them up entirely, wear them strategically below the waist where they won't interact with or reflect onto your facial complexion. Save your cooler, more flattering tones for tops, scarves, jackets, and anything else that sits near your face and within the viewer's natural line of sight. Speaking of colors that seem perfectly safe but secretly sabotage your appearance, the next one might already be dominating almost everything you own. Number 3. Eliminate head-to-toe beige and nude tones. Beige might actually be the single most dangerous color lurking in your closet right now, and I really need you to fully understand why this seemingly harmless, inoffensive neutral could be aging you quite dramatically every time you wear it. When you wear beige, nude, oatmeal, cream, or similar tones that closely match or approximate your own skin tone, you inadvertently create something fashion experts and color analysts call the monochromatic washout effect. What happens visually is that your features essentially blur and fade into your clothing because there simply isn't enough contrast present to clearly define where your skin ends and your outfit begins. Your face and your clothes start to merge into one undefined, hazy mass of similar tones that the eye struggles to separate and process clearly. Extensive studies on visual perception conducted at MIT demonstrated conclusively that the human eye relies extremely heavily on contrast to detect and process shapes, contours, edges, and fine details. When contrast in a visual field is significantly reduced, features appear flatter, less three-dimensional, considerably less defined, and ultimately significantly older looking. This is precisely what happens when you dress from head to toe in colors that closely approximate your own skin complexion. Every line on your face becomes less distinct and harder to read positively. Your eyes appear noticeably smaller because there's less contrast to make them pop and draw attention. Your overall presence and visual impact diminishes substantially because there's simply nothing to anchor the viewer's attention and guide their eye to your best features. People literally struggle to focus on you because everything blends together into an undefined wash of similar tones. Here's where this phenomenon gets really interesting and somewhat concerning for those of us over 60. Researchers found that this washout effect actually intensifies considerably with age because mature skin has already naturally lost some of its inherent built-in contrast through several biological changes. Lip color typically fades and becomes less vibrant over time. Eyebrow pigmentation often lightens and becomes less defined. Overall complexion evening means fewer natural variations in tone across the face. When you were younger, your natural coloring provided enough variation and contrast to successfully handle neutral, skin-toned clothing without disappearing into it. After 60, you genuinely need your wardrobe to do some of that important contrast work for you because your natural coloring no longer provides it automatically. This doesn't mean beige is completely and permanently off limits or that you need to purge every neutral from your closet immediately. It does mean you absolutely need to wear it strategically and thoughtfully rather than defaulting to it carelessly. If you choose a beige bottom like pants or a skirt, deliberately pair it with a top in a color that provides clear, definite visual definition against your skin. Navy creates beautiful contrast without being harsh. Burgundy adds warmth while providing definition. Forest green brings life to your complexion. Soft white brightens your face while maintaining sophistication. These colors create the contrast your features genuinely need to stand out without being jarring or overwhelming. The absolute worst approach is the head-to-toe all-beige outfit that seems so effortlessly chic in glossy catalog photographs and fashion magazines. Those images are professionally lit by expert photographers and carefully edited to create artificial contrast that simply doesn't exist in real-life situations. In actual everyday lighting conditions, that monochromatic beige look makes people genuinely struggle to focus on your face, and when someone can't easily focus on your face, they subconsciously register you as faded, washed out, and inevitably older than you actually are. But if beige is secretly aging you, the next color on our list is doing something even more damaging to your appearance. Number 2. Ditch gray tones that drain your natural vitality. Gray has somehow earned an unshakable reputation as the ultimate sophisticated neutral, the color of luxurious cashmere sweaters, elegant tailored suits, timeless sophisticated style, and professional polish. But here's the deeply uncomfortable truth that the fashion industry doesn't want you to hear because gray clothing sells incredibly well. Gray is actually one of the most consistently aging colors for people over 60, and the science behind this aging effect is absolutely compelling and difficult to argue with once you understand the mechanisms at play. When light hits gray fabric, something rather unfortunate happens at a fundamental optical level. Gray essentially absorbs light energy across the entire visible spectrum without reflecting any particular color wavelength back toward the viewer, which means it contributes absolutely nothing positive to the light bouncing onto your face. It's essentially a neutral void that takes light in without giving anything beneficial back. Even worse than contributing nothing positive, gray actually steals warmth and life from your complexion by actively neutralizing the natural pink, peach, and warm tones that make human skin look healthy, vibrant, and alive. Dermatological research specifically studying color reflection and its effects on perceived skin health showed that gray fabric causes surrounding skin to appear noticeably more ashen, more heavily shadowed, and considerably less vibrant compared to other color choices. The visual effect is remarkably similar to what happens when someone is photographed under harsh fluorescent office lighting versus warm, flattering natural sunlight. Gray clothing essentially creates a permanent zone of fluorescent-style lighting specifically around your face, constantly emphasizing every shadow under your eyes, every hollow in your cheeks, every bit of natural discoloration or unevenness, and every variation in your skin tone that you'd rather minimize. This draining effect becomes significantly more pronounced with age because mature skin has already naturally experienced reduced pink and warm tones from decreased blood flow near the surface, diminished oxygenation of the upper skin layers, and overall changes in how blood vessels show through the skin. Where gray might have looked sophisticated, striking, and chic at 35, when your skin still had abundant natural warmth and rosiness, it can look genuinely draining, exhausting, and aging at 65 when your skin needs all the help it can get from reflected color. Many people notice they seem to need significantly more makeup, blush, and color correction to look alive and healthy when wearing gray compared to other colors, and that observation is absolutely not a coincidence. The fabric itself is literally and actively working against your natural coloring and forcing you to compensate artificially. Before you immediately purge every gray item from your wardrobe in a panic, there are some important modifications and strategic approaches to consider that can help you keep gray in your life if you truly love it. If gray is genuinely important to your personal style and you can't imagine abandoning it, wear it in fabrics that have texture or sheen that reflect more light back toward your face, such as silk, satin, light reflecting cashmere, or fabrics with subtle metallic threads woven in, rather than flat, light absorbing cotton or matte wool that contribute to the draining effect. Always pair gray garments with accessories in colors that actively add warmth and life back to your face. Things like coral jewelry, pink or peach tone scarves, warm gold metallics, or other pieces that counteract the neutralizing effect. And perhaps most importantly, carefully ensure that any gray you choose has either blue undertones, which work better for cooler complexions, or slight purple undertones that add subtle warmth, rather than green or yellow undertones that significantly amplify and worsen the draining effect on your skin. But everything we've discussed so far, as important as it is, genuinely pales in comparison to the number one aging color on our list. This next revelation will absolutely change how you approach your wardrobe forever. Number one, stop wearing all black outfits near your face. This is the revelation that changes absolutely everything about how you should think about getting dressed. And I need you to pay extremely close attention to what I'm about to explain because almost everyone, and I truly mean almost everyone, gets this completely wrong. Black, the color you've been told your entire adult life is universally slimming, effortlessly sophisticated, appropriate for every single occasion from funerals to formal dinners, and flattering on absolutely everybody regardless of their coloring, is actually the single most aging color you can possibly wear after 60. The science behind this claim is genuinely irrefutable, and once you fully understand the mechanisms at work, you will never be able to unsee what black actually does to a mature face every time you wear it near your complexion. Black fabric absorbs approximately 95% of all visible light that hits it, creating the highest possible visual contrast against human skin, regardless of whether your complexion is fair, medium, olive, or deep. This extreme, stark contrast acts essentially like a magnifying glass held up to every single fine line, wrinkle, shadow, crease, discoloration, and imperfection on your face. Researchers at the University of Bordeaux conducted a carefully controlled perception study where identical photographs of the same individuals were shown to participants, with the only variation being different colored tops digitally applied to the images. Participants consistently and reliably rated those versions wearing black as appearing an average of 7 years older than when the same face was shown wearing softer, lighter, or more moderate colors. Let that sink in for a moment. 7 full years of perceived aging from changing absolutely nothing except one color in the outfit. Same face, same lighting, same everything else, but 7 years older simply because of black fabric near the face. The mechanism behind this dramatic aging effect is actually quite straightforward and logical when you take time to think about it carefully. When your eyes encounter the stark, extreme contrast between very dark black fabric and lighter human skin, they automatically and unconsciously begin searching for where similar high contrast exists on the face itself. This neurological process causes viewers to notice and focus on shadows, lines, creases, and texture that they would otherwise overlook or process as unimportant because the black outfit has essentially trained and programmed the observer's eye to hunt specifically for dark light boundaries and contrast variations. Every shadow under your eyes suddenly becomes dramatically more pronounced and noticeable. Every line around your mouth appears deeper and more etched. Every bit of texture, enlarged pores, or unevenness on your skin seems more visible and prominent because black has fundamentally programmed the observer's visual system to detect and focus on contrast wherever it appears. But the aging effect doesn't stop there. Black also actively drains color and life from your face by providing absolutely no reflected light to add warmth, rosiness, or vitality to your complexion. Unlike virtually every other color that reflects at least some wavelengths of light back toward your face, black absorbs almost everything and gives nothing beneficial back. The combination of dramatically magnified imperfections plus significantly reduced facial coloring creates a devastating double aging effect that no other color in existence produces so reliably. This explains why so many people instinctively feel they need considerably more makeup when wearing black outfits or notice they look inexplicably more tired and worn down in certain pieces despite getting adequate sleep. The outfit itself is actively and constantly working against every single effort you make to look refreshed, healthy, and youthful. Now, I want to be absolutely clear about something important before you panic and throw out your entire wardrobe. This doesn't mean you can never wear black again for the rest of your life or that black needs to be permanently banished from your closet. It means you need to learn to wear black strategically, thoughtfully, and with full awareness of its effects, rather than continuing to treat it as your automatic default safe choice for every situation. When you do choose to wear black, always add something positioned near your face that actively breaks up and interrupts the stark contrast, whether that's a colorful silk scarf, statement jewelry in warm metallics or bright stones, a softer colored necklace, or even just a colored shirt in a flattering shade layered under a black jacket. Seriously consider replacing true, deep black with softer alternatives that provide similar sophistication without the harsh aging contrast. Charcoal gray, deep navy blue, rich burgundy, and wine tones, or dark espresso brown, all offer the same visual weight and formality as black, while being significantly more forgiving and flattering to mature complexions. The single most effective approach is strategically wearing black below the waist, on pants, skirts, and shoes where it can still provide the slimming effect and visual grounding that people genuinely love, while deliberately choosing more flattering and forgiving colors for all tops, jackets, scarves, and accessories that frame your face and sit within the viewer's direct line of sight. Today we covered the 5 colors and styles that scientific research definitively shows will age your appearance after 60. We started with neon and fluorescent colors that create harsh, unflattering competition with your natural skin radiance and make your complexion look dull by comparison. We moved through yellow-based browns and mustard tones that emphasize sallowness and amplify the yellow undertones that naturally increase in aging skin. We discussed in detail how head-to-toe beige and nude tones make your features literally disappear into your clothing and cause you to fade into an undefined visual wash. We revealed the draining effect of gray that actively steals warmth and vitality from your complexion while contributing nothing positive in return. And finally, we exposed black as the #1 aging color that dramatically amplifies every line and imperfection through extreme contrast while simultaneously draining life from your face. Each of these 5 colors creates specific optical effects that work against mature skin in different but equally damaging ways, and now that you fully understand the science behind each one, you have the power and knowledge to make dramatically different and better choices. Your wardrobe can absolutely be your greatest ally in looking refreshed, vibrant, and youthful well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond, or it can quietly sabotage you every single day without you even realizing what's happening. The choice is now entirely yours to make. If this information opened your eyes to something you never knew before, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss another video that helps you look and feel your absolute best at any age. Thanks so much for watching.